Well, you better get going to Yankton and come back.
We'll see in 2 hours.
Give her a hug. You're fine. You need her walker? Tape it up inside the walker. Julie, you need her walker? No? You need to grab her arm?
Well, it was the other kids that were.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we just happened to end up here 500 miles later, right?
Well, I looked over here and I knew that was Mila's, and I thought, well, how come there's what in the world? I think they just didn't register. Gotcha. Are you surprised? Well, thank you. This is quite a surprise. Good. I did not digest this all. Oh, man.
Sorry you're not going to Yankton.
Yeah, we nixed that.
What a bummer. This is fine. Oh, man.
All right, well, we have the Legion rented, so we're all...
Garage or shed one time, and I was too little to do anything, but Tanner was chopping heads off and he handed me the chicken and said, "Don't let it go." Well, why not? So I let it go. I think I chased it for a while before I caught it.
Side, so the holes are sticking up, and you just stick them down in there. It holds them, and then they just drip out. It took a few decades for us to figure that out. Scald it to hold it up there. How tight to hold it against there and stuff.
Yeah, you know what, Mom? Amanda took that duck head home. It was in my freezer for a long time. We finally threw it out.
I knew she was going to be a nurse because she had to dissect everything inside of that intestines and everything. You know, she asked, "What's this? What's that?" We had a lesson.
Set up, you know, we had like the ground beef going in the one area, and the big tubs, and then you know, we were packaging over on the other counter, and then we were tasting it. Must have been deer meat that we were making. No. I remember like tasting the patties on the
sausage.
Yeah, just been regular sausage, country sausage. You add, Dad would hold out his hand, and Uncle Ephraim would pour the salt on, and he'd sprinkle it over the tub. And then he'd hold out his hand, and Uncle Ephraim would pour the pepper on his hand, and he'd sprinkle that over the tub. And then we mix by hand. We mix. Well, then we take a patty from this side of the pan, and from this side of the pan, and from that side of the pan. You put it and you fry it. And then everybody gets a taste to see if it's got enough salt or pepper. Well, then I think it needs more salt. So then we put more salt on it. And then we mix it some more. And then we fry some more to see if we got it right.
At least you weren't making beer.
And I'm going, why don't we weigh the meat and measure the ingredients so we can do this one time and be done with it. Because I know that we gotta go out and milk 60, 70, 80 cows yet this evening, and we're sitting here messing around frying.
Well, and I remember Ephraim and Dad talking like, okay, now last year I think you did 2 salts and 1 pepper. Yeah, and that was pretty good last year, yeah. And your dad is with his big hands. Yeah.
Gel up and
Coladettes.
Yeah, oh, that was good.
That was another thing too. She asked me one time when I was out
I
there.
don't like those.
Would you like some coladettes? Oh, that sounds like dessert. That sounds good.
I don't even know what that
I didn't know what it was. Sounds like dessert.
You politely passed the plate on that one.
What is it? I think I did.
is. I don't know what it is. What is it?
Meat jello.
So how many
Can you eat it?
I'll wait for the ice cream.
She wants to know who
So the only one likes coladettes?
Oh, I like coladettes, yeah.
Raise your hand if you've never had a coladettes.
Your parents have not done you right.
Raise your hand if you never want to try coladettes.
If you don't want to try them, raise your hand.
It's homemade, it's cooked cheese.
Oh, that was
Puff cheese.
Oh,
You know.
I remember that. It was better than any mozzarella. It tastes a lot like mozzarella, but it was.
Yeah.
She would make cottage cheese.
Yeah.
I remember Cindy saying, you people eat funny stuff.
And Flighty, the kids, when they have birthday and they have friends over, it's like, well, what do you want to have? What do you want to serve for your birthday party? Fleischkekle? Okay, here we go. I have it down to a science. I have everything measured out. I know how long it takes. I can roll out about a dozen in 10 minutes. So, okay, I need 3 dozen. It's going to take me half an hour. I have to allow that much time.
And I've never made diagnosis.
Oh, I'm sorry.
How long have you been married?
Wow. I think too long. You got ripped off.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You got the bad egg.
Carrying the wrong one.
Your daughter's looking at you like,
Don't worry, I recorded it.
it's all recorded. I just don't
I remember when Grandma would eat bullheads or anything, you know, you just throw it in salt water overnight and then you just fry the whole bullhead or whatever. And then we'd eat them and you'd eat the fins and everything. And I remember watching when I was little, I was like, you can eat the fins? And he said, yeah, it's just like a potato chip. And so I remember where I was at with some friends and I ordered a whole like catfish and it came and I broke off the fin and I bit it like a potato chip and my friends looked at me like, what are you doing? I said, yeah, you can eat that.
We would keep the cup, and Mom would cut them real thin and fry them crispy so there's no bones.
Scorn them.
Yeah. And I mean, people just never eat cup. But they always tasted good when Mom.
That's right.
Yeah.
Dad would take me on hunting, or his boys on hunting, and we come home and he'd lay the game down by the basement door, and Mom would clean it. So I come home from pheasant hunting one day, and I laid some pheasants down by the back door, and Mom kind of looks at me and she says, "No, you killed it, you cleaned it." And so that was my experience of, I guess I have to clean everything when I bring it home, you know. So she instructed me real young that, no, you're not going to do what your dad did. I'm not cleaning your fish and your birds. You're cleaning your fish and your birds. And to this day, when I'm hunting and fishing with other people, they look at me like, you actually know what you're doing when it comes to cleaning game. I always tell them I make a better priest than, you know, I made a good Old Testament priest. With the sacrificial system, you know, butchering and slaughtering stuff. Yeah, I get into that.
Grocery store.
Oh, yeah, so she came down to Missouri and we went into Hy-Vee to get some groceries, and the news station was there. And this must be 8-10 years ago. And that's when the spinach and lettuce had E. coli. And so they were doing a news report and they were interviewing the customers and such. And they got her attention and, oh, sure, I'll come and talk to you. And they asked her some questions. And she said, well, you know, they asked if she was nervous about buying, you know, spinach here in the store. Well, no, I grow all my own lettuce and spinach and vegetables and in my own garden. I know then what's in it and so on and so forth. And they asked her a few more questions, and then they said, well, how do you feel about the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, you know, regulating and monitoring this and inspecting and checking into it? And she goes, well, that's good. That's their job, isn't it? So now that's one of our sayings. Well, it's their job, isn't it? You know, we use in our home on a regular basis. One of them is, well, is it AB clean? Or that's not AB clean, or that's AB clean. Because one day, and this is quite some time ago, she had a renter who had moved out of the house, and she goes, I'm talking to her on the phone, and she's like, I was pretty impressed. They left the place pretty clean. Well, it wasn't Arlene Birch clean, but I pulled out the windows and I cleaned the sills, and you know, they did a pretty good job. And so now, anytime we have a stand, or you know, when we're doing something, when we're cleaning something, there's that standard. Well, it's not AB clean, but it's pretty close.
The skunk was wrapping itself around your legs, and you reached over with a crowbar and killed it.
I was about 7 years old. I was standing in the house by the door, and she had come to the door to call in for us to go out and do the chores. Right. Yep. And all of a sudden she realized it wasn't a cat rubbing up against her boot, it was a skunk. And Grandpa Birch was standing behind me, and I was standing at the door, and I was in tears because I thought Mom was going to die. Because I thought this rabbit skunk was going to bite her. But she ran. Well, you tell it.
I kicked him away, and Julie always played with rocks, you know, so I picked up one of them rocks, and I threw it at him, rolled him, and he was heading forward to the car shed there. And there was some of those, crowbars and stuff sitting there. I grabbed the crowbar and I beat him up so bad they couldn't use the head to analyze it.
They need the brain.
Huh? No, he didn't. It was rabies. It was rabies. They don't spray when they're raising. But I didn't want that thing in the yard, and I went to the house. I was going to get the 22, but the 22 wasn't there. And meanwhile, he's rubbing around on me, and I kicked him one and grabbed the rock and rolled him. And he was heading down toward between the car shed, pickup shed, or whatever you call that shed there, the shop and the milk house. And so I grabbed one that was handy there and Dad come home, and I said, where were you? And he said, well, he got the gun because he was seeing a skunk running along the road. I said, well, there it is. I got him.
Don't mess with Arlene.
That's true.
In trouble. It wasn't one that got me off, 3 did, because
They wouldn't say who did it, and I said, well, get the right one.
Well, you soon learn to stick up for each other,
Right,
because
right.
that was just plain stupid to tattle on her.
Right, because you knew you could
The whole,
get it.
yeah, all 3 of us were going to get it.
I mean, you could always, because Mom was always the one who disciplined us. She was the one who would, and you could tell when Mom was mad, it's like, oh, we're in trouble now.
Yeah, every once in a while I get called Arlene.
Yep, okay, Arlene, yep.
Every once in a while, it takes quite a bit to get me pumped up, but once I'm pumped, you know, I'm like, Arlene. We get that look, Mother, that, you know, we're pretty persistent, and we're going to get this taken care of.
Well, you started it, but I'm going to finish it.
We'll get to the bottom of this.
Arlene.
I remember when I would stay at your house a couple summers, and I thought, oh, staying with Grandma, that's easy. You get spoiled, and Grandmas never get mad. And well, Grandmas get mad when you make them mad, because I was shocked the first time I heard Grandma raise her voice. I was like, what? And the thing that came out of her mouth, I was like, oh, I fixed it real quick, because it sounded just like my dad. I was like, okay, I'm not doing it again. And then one time we were on our way to Clayton, and we picked up your friend Ann, and she had all these sheep, and I went out to go look at the sheep, and I was like, Virginia, we gotta get going here. Quit putzing around. I'm like, my dad says that. Then I listened, but it was one of those things where you either hear Grandma come out of my dad, or my dad come out of Grandma, and it's like, okay, they mean what they say, and they're not messing around.
I always say what I know Grandma would say, that, yeah, it is. I think of Grandma every time I say it.
You were surprised it came out of Virginia's mouth because it was something that you always said.
What?
That a phrase that Virginia would always say, and you heard it one time, and or was it Crystal?
Well, it was in school. The teacher asked you where she got that from.
I'm trying to think of that phrase.
Cots!
No.
That's just Grandma.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's
So when Grandma was carrying, 6 or 8 buckets of milk, or 2 big, 5-gallon buckets of feed, walking up the hill, and those darn cats would be under her feet, she'd just keep walking. If they got in the way, they're in trouble, and they make her mad. She'd go, "Cats!" and then they'd scatter. They'd
That's German for cat.
yeah, my dad still does that.
My cat's no German. If they had cut, then these are going to get the boot next.
And then they go like this.
Well, that's when we first got Buckshot, our one old dog. He was jumping all over Grandma. You were working in our garden, picking our strawberries for some reason. I think Mom and Dad were gone. Grandma was there. I don't know why. And Buckshot kept jumping on you, because I was playing with him. He kept jumping on you, and you yelled at him a couple times, and finally you turned around and just kicked him. And he left you alone the rest of the day. Just did a backflip, but he was gone.
Also, when I was little, I came to kind of figure out that she'd be watching. She'd watch the cats, and she'd know which ones were pregnant, and she'd know when they weren't pregnant anymore, and she could always find those kittens. And so I learned when Mom came to the door, it said, Julie, come here. I want to show you something.
It's kitten.
What? No, come here. You'll want to see this. Trust me. And we go over to one of the barns, and she'd walk in, and she'd go, brrr, 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 like a mother cat calls her kittens, and she'd go, listen, and she goes, what's that? You found kittens. She's like, yeah, I think they're over in that corner. And she, come to find out, she loved the kittens too. But it was fun because, Mom would always be able to find those little kittens.
Oh man, sure enough.
Sure enough.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Because you were surprised when one of the girls said that.
Well, that was, they asked you when you went in for teachers thing, and they asked, well, where does she get, who says that all the time? Sure enough, because when she does,
Sure enough.
say something, it's sure enough. Crystal was getting the cows with the 4-wheeler, I think it was. Oh no, you were getting the cows, and she was along with you, and then one of them ran off, and Crystal says, that bugger.
She must have been very mad, because then it would be, you dirty bugger. Oh, that's right, you see that too, don't we? Oh yeah, you dirty bugger.
And then you told me about it, and you said, I'm sure glad you didn't say anything.
Well, Well, my parents had some friends from the seminary, or it was the Moeller kids, and they were out at the farm. And Christy and Justin and Crystal and Tanner, Trevor, Matthew, Amanda, Tyrell, you weren't born yet. But we were having a parade with the metal green tractor, and we had sticks and pans, and we were coming down the driveway, and all the adults were sitting on the front patio of the house, and the camera's just rolling, and the kids we're all just like yelling and hollering and having our own parade. But I just love that. I like going out to the farm, and it just feels like, I don't know, there's just all those fun memories at the farm when we were little. So I just like going out there. But that's, oh, go ahead.
Oh, also, like Virginia.
Wow.
So the last one that I watched with her, it was a Christmas. I think it was our last Christmas on the farm, and it had all of us, you know, just hanging out in the living room upstairs. You know, Doug and Audrey were sitting next to each other on the couch, and, you know.
You're all sitting on opposite sides of the
Moved into town from the farm, and I thought, you know, the farm, that's home. I'm like, it's just not going to be the same. And you know, we didn't live in the area anymore. I think we were in Minnesota, and came home that first time, and I was like, oh, it's home. Mom's here. So this, anywhere Mom is home. So I felt much relieved when I knew that, you know, it's still home because it's Mom's house.
The Lord has blessed me with a wonderful family. I just can't believe it. I praise the Lord that the Lord would live to be at least 60, and He's given me 44 years. And to see my children, at least I wanted to be with them until they left and to be on their own. And now, another 20 years so that I could see their children and the great-grandchildren. It's overwhelming. I just cannot believe how good God has been to me and how He has blessed me in so many ways. It's just overwhelming. I can't believe what He's done for me. And I thank you so much for this prize. Thank you so much. I just appreciate it. I sure did not expect anything like this here. It's wonderful. It's really wonderful. I don't know how to express myself. Yeah, you just thank you. Thank you so much. You wouldn't have to do more. I mean, this has been great.
This is from Steve's mom. It's for your AB clean kit. She makes little scrubbies out of netting. They work great. They even work. Oh, okay. And then those are hot pads for your bowls. When you put them into the microwave, you set your bowl on there, and then when you go to take your bowl out of the microwave, it has that safe little pop holder.
Celebration. Mom, you know, they had those stands to take pictures, you know? Mom went and had my picture taken, and I didn't want to hold still or something. They gave me those pencils to hold. And then she stood me down, and I never went to anybody, and never, you know, was always afraid of everybody. And that day, this old lady came along, and however she did it, I don't know, but she picked me up and walked away. Mom turns around and I'm gone. And she's frantic. And so here this lady walked out behind a tent or something and had me in her arms and was holding me. And she was, well, I suppose old and kind of a little senile or something, cute little kid. And so, well, they found me right away, but it was a dramatic experience for my mom.
Huh. You never told us that before.
I guess maybe I never did.
No, I never knew that.
You told me, but it's not all that long ago. It's in the last
Well, I
year or
just
two.
thought about it when, I don't know what happened, but for some reason or other, I thought of it and I thought, you know, I went to her for whatever reason, I don't know, but I know the lady, I know that her son was there, and then he seen what she had done, well, she brought her back over there. And of course,
What did your mom say to her? Anything or?
I don't know.
Do you remember it?
Just from them telling me
Yeah.
about it. Because he said it's surprise. I never wouldn't go to anybody. I was scared of everybody because we never went anywhere, you know. But for whatever reason, I went to her, but maybe I thought it was my grandma Sealer or something. I never had a grandma, didn't get to know her. But my grandpa Sealer, I knew him, and I knew my grandpa Coleman. But I never wanted, I'd sit on his lap for that, but I never wanted to give him a kiss because he had a mustache.
See?
That's where you get that. I see him.
So